We are with a student who was inside the school at that time. I want to just jump in and let you listen to him. It's disturbing, but very telling.
Deal with it, you know? You're kind of hoping that they're going to deal with it, but you don't know how many people are in it. You don't know who's this, you don't know who's that. You're kind of just in a shock. You're kind of with yourself, you know, and you're praying. You're like, oh, God, you know, help me. What's going to happen? And you just are hoping that no one is going to come through that door. That's really, you know, you're just kind of like, I hope I'm protected in here. And we went into that room, and it's kind of scary being trapped. I wanted to run, get outside, because I always learned you got to run, get out. And they're like, no, we got to stay in the library because, you know, procedures and all that. I was going to run through the office, but then I'm like, it's all right in here, because they had like a little room back there, 2 entrances, so. Yeah.
Talk about the time waiting until they said all was clear, you guys were able to leave.
It was
your mindset through that whole
Yeah.
period.
Well, in the room we were in, there was no phone signal. So I'm trying to contact people, I'm trying to call them, there's no signal. And my dad tried to call me, and I answered, I couldn't talk to him. So, and then he got off, so I'm like, what's going on, what's going on? You're kind of just like, I hope no one got hurt, you know? And then we had some laptops in there, so we got them on. We got on, I don't know what news channel, we got on the news, and they were like, yeah, 2 killed, or not 2 killed, sorry, 2 shot, and they had an airlift. We heard the helicopter coming, so we're just like, we didn't know who it was.
What's the silence like after a shooting like this?
It was very quiet. All you hear is the principal and the police walking around it, but it's almost like, you know, you walk outside and it's foggy out and there's nobody out, no cars, snow, and it's just nothing. It's like you hear nothing. And then 2 minutes later you'll hear like some people walk by, blah, 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 and then they keep going. And then that's it, just quiet.
How long was it like that?
2 hours maybe, 2 hours. And then we got transferred into another room, and in there they released the lockdown from level 3 to level 2. So we still weren't allowed to leave the room, but we still had to go into the corner and wait.
Can you one more time walk me through what you heard, what you saw?
Well, I was walking out of the library, and the library's right next to the cafeteria. You walk out of the library, and the office is in front, and the library or the cafeteria is to the left. So all of a sudden I hear bang, and I thought it was just, you know, someone dropped a tray or something, because that always happens. You hear bang, and then maybe pause for like 5 seconds, and then bang, 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 bang. It was total of 4 shots. So I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I know that's a gun. All the police from the resource officer room, they ducked out. They ran out, ran straight to the cafeteria. I ran back in the library. No one really heard anything in the library. I'm like, how can you not hear? It was very loud. And they're kind of just sitting there like, oh, what was that? And I'm like, no, there's a shooting. And I knocked on the door for the teacher. She opened up. She's like, what? She's like, don't knock so loud. I said, no, there's a shooting. We need to get out of here. So she said, okay, grabbed her keys. We went back through there's like a little hall in the library, and then we went to another room.
Scared?
Very scared. Kind of like you're shaking, your legs, my legs want to stop shaking for another hour. I'm just shaking. I'm just like, what is going on? When are they going to tell us? You know, it was a while till they talk to us, because we're in another room. We're not in that classroom. So when they're walking around, they didn't really talk to us. We were in that little cubicle. So it was just very suspenseful.
When did you know it was okay?
Nothing really. Well, it's like a 2 entrance door, and they're both locked, and the only way to get in from the outside with a key. So we just kind of sat in there. We went into the corner. We got some crackers out and some water. They had some water, and we just kind of sat there and waited.
A little intense, not knowing what's exactly
Yes.
happening.
Oh, yeah. Especially at the beginning, because at the beginning you don't know what's going to come through that door. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking hopefully the police ran that way and they got it. You know, they got the guy, and they did.
When did you know you were safe?
About an hour after. Then they really, you know, they came on the intercom. They said this, Mr. Philp, I'll come to the office. So it was kind of more, not so, you know, crazy. It was like, come to the office, do this, whatever.
Talk about how you're feeling right now. I mean, after it's all said and done. I mean, you still see.
Yeah, right now I'm shocked, and I'm like, you know, 8th graders. I'm thinking little 8th graders, what are they doing with a gun? I'm just thinking maybe, you know, the parents need to lock their guns up more. They need to be more cautious, and they need to see, you know, if the kid's being bullied, they need to talk to them more. They need to have more resources, stuff like that, you know.
What is your name and grade?
Zaid Ahmed, and I'm in 11th grade.
Did you know any of these students?
No, I don't know anyone. Zayd Ahmed.
You bring that up here too. How spell your name?
Zayd.
All right, so you've been listening to a student who is